Nitha Ramachandra from the NR Hour Sports Show. This is episode 852, alongside with one of our co-hosts, Vedant from Global Kid Media. And we're joined by a really special guest. His name is RJ Roderick. He's a current defensive back for South Carolina Gamecocks. What a great school, a great football team. And I just want to say a big shout out to your management team for setting this up. It's truly an honor. And first of all, RJ, how are you and your family doing so far?
I'm definitely good. I mean, gaining and maintaining, and shout out to Selwyn and Steiner Sports for real.
Yeah. So I'll let Vedant start off here first.
Yeah, first of all, how are you? I just want to first talk about your background. Take me back to when you were maybe 5, 6 years old. What did you envision yourself doing, at the collegiate level? Was it always football? Was it another sport, or was it something else entirely?
As a youngin', I always knew it would be football. I also had a passion for baseball, and then I just kind of fell off of that. But football was always consistent in my life. I mean, I played flag football since I was 5 or 6 years old. It just carried on through, and I mean, it led me to where I'm at right now.
So for you, while growing up, and do you have any like role models growing up in the NFL that you looked up to while working on your craft?
I definitely looked up to Sean Taylor. Got arrested there. But right now, Tyrann Mathieu, okay, Eddie Jackson, Jordan Poyer. Those are just a couple of guys that I model my game after. I just look and just kind of see what they see in plays and different stuff like that, just to kind of add that to my play style.
Hey, those are great players to learn from.
Those are the best for a reason. Let me ask about in high school, triple option quarterback. Did you ever get recruited as a quarterback or at some other position, and were you really considering that?
I did. Positions vary. I mean, it was some defensive back, some wide receiver, quarterback, running back, even linebacker, So it was just where I felt comfortable at, who I put my trust in, the most trust in, just as far as development-wise, and then just going from there.
So for you, as a high school player before you went to college, what were the main things that you learned as a high school player growing, developing your game from your coaching staff and your teammates? What was the main thing that you learned?
Learned as far as what did I learn?
In high school, as a high school player, what did you what advice did you get to develop your game and before going to college?
Just a lot of people, they give you a little bit of advice, but there wasn't many people, where I'm from, that gotten opportunities that I have gotten, like the Kyrion Joyner, for instance. Just coming from where we come from, it's not a lot of people that, make it to where we are. So, people said advice, they give advice, but, it's not a lot of experience in that area.
Right.
Yeah, obviously coming up on a big year, obviously had a great year, had a great, couple of seasons so far with the Gamecocks. What are some of your best moments, both on the field, off the field, up to this point?
Definitely every time you make a play, it's something to remember, especially being in Williams-Brice and the fans going crazy. And then I'm just some off the field, just, just the camaraderie that we have, just the brothership things that we do, going out places, whether it's paintballing, bowling, movies, just anything, just, enjoying that brotherhood while you have it.
So we told D. Jordan Strong yesterday about this. This is my favorite time of year, recruiting process, when you guys sign and officially go to college. So take me back to your recruiting process. How many offers did you get, and what was the main factor that you chose South Carolina Gamecocks?
I think around this time when I committed, I had 23 offers, and I think I finalized with 25.
Oh, wow.
I really wanted to play defensive back, and that was one of the main things. And if you just look at the past, like the track record as far as who Rob Javarius Robinson and Will Muschamp, who they developed and who they have in the league right now, it was just kind of a no-brainer, especially with the distance from my house. So that's definitely one of the key contributors as to why I chose South Carolina.
Yeah, I want to know about obviously Lee Steinberg, who is has a fantastic career in the industry. Someone I had on the show. Of course, the movie Jerry Maguire after him. If there's one movie maybe that you would describe as most similar to your life, is there one that comes to mind?
Right now, I would try to say The Equalizer. I really like The Equalizer. He was very, meticulous about what he was doing. He tracked all his steps. He stayed in the routine. So that's just kind of, the mojo that I'm trying to get into now. Just, so I just feel I just want to be the most productive and, make the most progress before the season.
Yeah, so before we get to your South Carolina career, I want to ask you, you recently signed with this Lee Steinberg management. So take me back to that process. Did they reach out to you, and how grateful are you that you're part of that team?
They did reach out to me, and anytime any opportunity comes across the table, you're obviously grateful for it. So I mean, it's endless gratification for Steinberg Sports, for Selwyn personally. But just thinking about the guys that they represent a personal friend of mine as well, Israel Mukwamu, a Dallas Cowboy now.
Yeah.
So, and I just know what Izzy's about. I know the type of guy that he is. So just knowing that he's represented by these same guys, I mean, it was also a no-brainer. So.
Yeah, I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan, so he's about to do some great things for us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to know about NIL. Name, image, likeness has been a big topic over the last couple of weeks. And, first of all, I want to know how important that is to you as a player to have those rights.
It's not necessarily important to me just to have them, but I mean, now that you do, obviously, you're grateful for them, and whenever given the opportunity, you will take advantage of them. But, I've been in college for, 3-4 years, so having the NIL come, it's not going to change much as far as my focus.
Yeah, so for you, what's the experience like been so far for you playing in South Carolina? Obviously, now we're going to get to see full fans back in the stadiums. And what's it like playing in the atmosphere in front of those fans? And obviously, you guys are a great college football team, and you guys are on the rise.
I've been a lot of places. I've played a lot of places, but, Williams-Brice is second to none. And I'll stick by that, definitely.
Yeah, going forward to the season, what are your goals? What are you hoping to accomplish?
I mean, any and everything, I want to be able to go in the first round. I want to be labeled as the top safety, top defensive player. So, just every one of those dreams, just patch them up and chase them.
Yeah, so for you, obviously, South Carolina has developed a lot of great NFL talent. Like you just said, Israel from the Cowboys just got drafted, and J.C. Horn too, who got drafted this year by the Panthers. So, what's it like just to be with this team, and you got the opportunity to play with both of those players? And what was it like just to be on the same field as J.C. Horn and Israel?
Just to see guys like that, their work ethic, and you came in at the same time, you worked with them like throughout the whole way. You see them, achieve their dreams. It's like a joyful feeling, and it's just like it motivates you even more. Like it makes you want to get it even more. So, I just take that and it drives me.
I'm sure there's a lot of things you've learned from those guys, but now it's going to be, the younger guys saying we got a chance to play with RJ. Yeah. What advice do you give them at this time to help them go far in their careers as well?
Just stay grounded. Like you never see that many people, you never have that much publicity, you don't have that much access to anything prior to coming to college. So, just being able to do whatever you want to do, you just got to have some type of composure, and know that, sometimes the decision that you're making is not a good decision. You just got to keep your best effort in your head.
So for you, I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong. You said Will Muschamp is the coach, right? So, yeah. So,
he's not the current coach.
Okay.
That way, he recruited me and he brought me to South Carolina.
Yeah. So, obviously, speaking of Will Muschamp, a great head coach in college, and what was it like for him to recruit you to come in there? What was that like when he came to recruit you like that?
Being in high school and just you watch the highlight tapes of players, and then you come to find out, you got to find out, who coached them, where they came from.
Right.
And so you dig a little deeper, and then you just see all of the players that, Muschamp has developed, and just how they've contributed and how they impacted the league. That definitely was just an honor. It made me want to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of legendary programs that you've gotten a chance to play, and a lot of legendary stadiums you've gotten a chance to play at. What's been your favorite team to play and your favorite place to play at so far?
I definitely would say Georgia. I love playing against Georgia.
Yeah. So, what's it like for you just to compete at a high level, playing against a lot of other great SEC teams too, like Alabama, Florida? You play against, and what's it like just to play against high level competition? Does that give you guys an extra boost of energy when you play those type of teams?
Definitely. I mean, you have that boost whenever you sign. When you sign your letter of intent and you come to college, just because you're playing in the SEC, the best league. I mean, it's just so day in and day out, night in and night out. You got to expect the best from everybody, regardless of where your opponent is ranked, what league they're in. I mean, you're playing big time ball.
Looking at, maybe NFL players, current or past, you mentioned some of the guys you looked up to. whose game would you say you're the most, your game is the most similar to?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
Like right now, I would like to say, like I'm modeling myself after like Tyrann Matthew, Eddie Jackson, like guys that take calculated risks and they make the plays conceptually before it starts.
So I want to ask you, obviously, with J.C. Horn gone and Israel gone, now everybody's going to have the spotlight on you. And what's it like going to be? Like, what are you most looking forward to? And obviously, you're getting ready for the draft soon too. But right now, you're just focused on the season and heading into your senior year. So what are you most looking forward to with this upcoming season for yourself?
Just looking forward to every week. Every week it's a new opportunity, and it's just about how you approach it, how you attack it. I mean, just every week, every play, every snap, just never take anything for granted, make the most of everything.
What other projects are you working on? Because, you mentioned, and I obviously won't change anything, but it can help with opportunities and help to be able to do anything. So you have your eyes on anything right now that you want to do, or, is there something in the future you'd like to do?
I'm actually flying to Austin, Texas next week to do a feature with Coach 2.
Oh, wow.
So, that's the next thing that I have. But, just some things are in the works, but I mean, nothing right now is set in stone.
So what advice would you give to young athletes or young kids that are trying to reach their goals now?
You got to take school seriously, books seriously, because like schooling and, good grades, it'll take you a lot further than, just having pure raw athletic ability. So however athletic you are, however good you are, have the grace to complement that.
What other hobbies are there of yours? What do you do in your free time?
I love to play video games. Like I'm a big gamer. Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, like you name it, like I'm on it. So that's just a lot, like how I spend a lot of my time. And when we get closer to the season, camp, I approach camp just like it's game. So I study our offense. I try to familiarize myself with formations, different things that they do. So whenever we're in a practice type of deal, like I'm also spending extra time in the facility, watching film, trying to get better.
Follow up on that. How excited are you next year to be able to play with yourself on Madden?
Oh, I don't think I'll ever stop playing. Like, I was literally just thinking about that. Like with JC, like you see yourself like on the player card, the trading cards and stuff. So, it's going to be great to see.
Yeah. So for you, what's whoever doesn't know about RJ Roderick, give a scouting report and what do you bring to the game?
I bring a lot of intensity. I also bring, a lot of intellectuality to the game. I try to, finesse a lot of things, make a lot of plays before they start, just study formations, tendencies, down and distance, just play the game before it even starts, So that's just kind of where I'm at. That's what I bring to the table.
Yeah. So like, oh, sorry. I was going to say, Vadon asked you that who do you model your game toward? You said Tyrann Matthew, but I have a comp for you. You remind me of Jamal Adams. Yeah.
That's definitely a compliment. Like, I'll take that one and run with it. You can't even get that back.
No doubt about that. It seems fitting that you're a experimental psychology major. Talk about that. What made you want to do that?
Psychology just evolves. It's everywhere in the world. It's literally in how you think. You thought about something. You thought about how you were going to ask me the question before you asked me. So, and it's literally a definition for everything. So. Just like knowing that you can never know enough. So knowing psychology, knowing brain, like knowing just mechanics and just how people operate, like it's just fascinating to me.
RJ, the football star and the psychologist.
Yeah. So now we do this fun little segment. It's called the rapid fire segment on the show. You ready for this?
Yes, sir. I think I'm ready.
All right. Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kawhi Leonard.
Favorite city?
Atlanta.
Favorite memorable game so far that you played?
Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Dream bowl game to be able to play in?
College football, the national championship. There's no other game you want to be in.
So for you, obviously speaking of Vanderbilt, what was your thoughts when Sarah Fuller got her chance?
Say that one more time.
What was your thoughts when Sarah Fuller got her chance to be a kicker?
It's definitely gratifying to see females get the opportunity. Like, you always put female equality in boys. Sometimes you get an alter ego and you think girls can't do it. But, I also had a female teammate in high school, and her name was Ashley. You know, she was stronger than some of the boys, and she definitely didn't play around. So, you know, some girls, they really do deserve it, and it's happy. I'm definitely happy to see that.
I was talking to Sarah last week at the SB. She's definitely doing some big things. I want to ask about going forward. If there's one country you haven't visited that you would like to visit, what would that be?
One where?
One country. One country.
Ooh, I haven't been out of the United States.
Really?
I would like to go to Jamaica.
Oh, wow. So who's more, between the three of you, who's more competitive, JC Horn, Israel, or you?
I ain't gonna lie. I think you would just have to draw the bar, and all of us would be right there. Like you're not gonna get no pull from any of us, like in anything.
Let me put it this way: who's better at Madden?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to give it to JC. Like, you know, it's just you can't even. You know, you gotta give credit where credit is due. So JC is definitely the best math player.
Yeah. So what's it for you? What's it like? Obviously, in the Lee Steinberg management, there's a lot of players that they represent. So what's it like just not only connect with their teammates, but connect with other players from different teams, so you learn their personalities too.
Just like, you know, we were talking about earlier, it's just gratifying. So, you know, whenever you leave, like whenever your eligibility is up and you go somewhere to train, you know, you already are with guys that you're familiar with, because, you know, guys that are from the same place, the same region, you know, more than likely to go on to train at the same place. So, you know, you already have a friend, you know, it's not strangers everywhere. So, you know, you have somebody that you can cling on to.
Right.
I got to ask a question about this while we're on the rapid fire segment. Last week was a big golf outing with a lot of NFL stars and different pro athletes. If you were in that outing, where would you place yourself?
Probably, I mean, I wouldn't say last, you know, probably like third to last, second to last, you know. I wasn't just going, you know, be dead last, but, you know, I got a lot to work on as far as golfing.
Here's a better question. Could you beat Charles Barkley?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Wow, that's what's your pregame hype music?
Ooh, you know, I listen to a lot of different things, but, you know, NBA Youngboy is definitely a go-to for me. That's one of my favorite artists, and, you know, he definitely will get you like in a mindset to where, you know, you want to go attack and be aggressive and stuff.
Mine is Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares.
Definitely, yeah. You know, just about anything from Youngboy you put on, like I'll know, you know, I'll get right to it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I gotta ask about, is there one sport that maybe you haven't really played too much of, but you think you could be good at?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked that question. Lacrosse, like I genuinely think like I would be a great lacrosse player.
Why is that?
I just don't know. Like, you know, it's still physical, and I just, you know, I don't think like a lot of people would be able to catch me. You know, I'm a little shifty, and I don't know. I just like, you know, it's the principles of the game. Like I like watching it, so I really feel like I would be a good lacrosse player.
Just take off and be gone. I like it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So for you, a couple before we get to the last two things, have you been watching the NBA Finals?
No, sir. I usually, you know, I'm not a big basketball fan. You know, I catch it when I can. But you know, usually a lot of the time that I've been spending right now has been at the facility, and I'm still in class. You know, so it never really stops. You know, it's 24 hours.
So let me ask you this. Actually, which I'm not going to go into the 2-3 year veteran, but which young defensive back do you like to watch? Like maybe first rookie or first year. What defensive back do you like to watch right now in the NFL? Like the younger ones, like the first year, but after they finish the first year.
Yeah.
You know, I really like Minka. You know, Minka is definitely a guy that I love to watch play. For sure. Like, you know, whenever the Steelers are on, like I'll definitely make an effort to watch, like just to kind of watch how he moves. You know, just move through his defense. Like, you know, he's there for a reason. He makes plays that he makes for a reason.
Oh,
that defense is really, really good.
Yes.
And it fits him perfectly.
Yeah. So
I wanted to do the flip the switch segment. So this is a segment I do with a lot of my guests on the show. It's where I have the person I'm talking to ask me a few questions. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that on here. We're gonna have you ask me and Nathan a few questions.
Okay. So who's your favorite football player?
I would say for me, I play quarterback, so probably Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, smaller guys, but are still really good.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is deadly for certain. So who is your favorite college football team?
Nathan, what about your?
for me is Terrell Owens. Get your popcorn ready.
Oh yeah, definitely. T.O. is he's original. And actually, my mom is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so
Oh wow.
we had him for a little bit of time and had fun watching.
Yeah, we had him at the Cowboys too.
Oh, what are you guys' favorite college football team?
For me, I'm in Flint, Michigan area. So you got Michigan, you got Michigan State. My dad went to both, so I can't really choose between those two. But other than that, I think just covering a lot of college football, and building relationships with different guys. I think you root for players more so than teams, and it's the beauty of college football. Every team is different, every school, every stadium.
Yeah, same thing with Vidam, but you're gonna hate this, but I'm an Alabama fan.
You know what I mean? You can't
But
complain.
but now I'm a South. I love watching you guys play because South Carolina is a you guys have a great team. I love watching you play. So.
Yes, sir, definitely. So what are you guys' favorite basketball team, NBA team?
For me, it's the New York Knicks.
I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna get in the hometown team is the Pistons. I think they'll be in a good rebuilding process. I've talked to Coach Casey a couple of times, so maybe soon, especially with that first pick. But right now, there's a lot of teams I love to watch. So definitely, I've had the Suns going far for a while. So I loved watching the Suns all season, and to now see them in the finals is pretty cool.
All right, so if you guys could interview one player ever, past, present, now, like, who would it be?
I would have to say Kobe. I've had a chance to interview a lot of different guys in the NBA and the NFL, and who've all been the greatest at what they've done. And I think his mindset, for sure. I mean, you can't even describe it. So that alone, I think that would be something that would be really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, for me, man, this is a tough one because we had a lot of great guests on the show, and I mean, if I had to rephrase this question, my most memorable interview I've done on the show was Isaiah Thomas, the Bad Boy Piston. He was on the show last year, and that was an honor. It was an honor talking to him. But the question you just asked, I would actually, I want to interview LeBron James. I think that would be a great interview, and obviously legendary, great player, and obviously not only a player. Now he's doing stuff with the movie production, with Space Jam, and I want to learn how I want to learn more about his story, how he got to where he is at right now. So.
Definitely, yeah. He would be somebody that you could learn a lot from.
Yeah.
So that leads me to this question. So who is the greatest player to play basketball?
Oh, wow. Man, RJ putting us on the spot right here.
I mean, I would say for me, I think I'm not someone who likes to compare eras. I mean, I'm 14, so I haven't gotten to see a lot of the players who are in the conversation play. And so that makes it kind of tough for me to pick one or the other. I just know LeBron has been the best of his era. He's been the best of what he does in this day and age. And Michael Jordan was the best back then. So, people can compare them all you want, but I think basketball is a lot different than it was then, now. And so it makes it tough to compare. I just know that they're both the greatest at what they do, and that's something we should learn from.
Yes, sir. You're definitely right.
Yeah, for me, obviously Michael Jordan from back in the day. But if you want to go position by position, I'm going with Steve Nash. Point guard, back in the day. I love Steve Nash. I love the way he plays. For the Michael Jordan and Steve Nash for me.
I caught the Suns, Steve Nash, and I caught a little bit of the Mavericks as well.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? What would your number one be all time?
Basketball player. I would probably say Kobe. I really like Kobe. Since I was young. Kobe had always been that dude. He'll let you know he was that dude too.
Right. Yeah, and he's bigger than the game too. I think that's the real inspiring part.
Definitely, yeah. Like he's so influential, and just the same thing as LeBron James, same thing as Michael Jordan. But it was just some type of like bluntness, with Kobe, and it's just like he just gave it to you different. Like it was delivered differently every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the last two things here before we let you go, our team is part of this foundation called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. He's a former NFL coach, and now he's the offensive coordinator at Tennessee State with Eddie George. And we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking, making sure the community stays safe and the kids stay safe. So I'll send you the foundation so you can go check it out.
Definitely. Please do that.
And the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, or essential workers right now?
And we definitely appreciate you. You know, you guys wake up every day. You know, sometimes you're underappreciated, but I mean, please just keep going. You know, our communities, everybody, we need you.
Yeah. And well said. And there it is. That wraps up episode 852 with current South Carolina Gamecocks defensive back RJ Roderick. Man, this was awesome, an honor. Thank you for joining the show. And I just want to say, give a big shout out to the Lee Steinberg management for setting this up. Good luck this season. Obviously, you guys are going to have the fans back in the stadium finally. Obviously, for you, good luck this season for yourself and achieving your goals. And obviously, heading into your senior year. And man, you're going to be the next star in the league coming up. So keep up the great work and stay safe.
So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.